All right, you guys. Hopefully this is better. I've tried everything. So let's see what happens now. This will be the ticket. I can only hope and pray be the ticket. So for putting you guys through all of that craziness, baby, would you come here helping me out? The one that says let's try again. All right. Hope is tolerable. You guys, this. I'm getting ready to check on the video now. The hope is tolerable. I'm getting ready to check now. Right? There's always something in my world. I'm just getting the video up. All right, you guys. I'm loading up my video now so that I can see who's in the room. Again, I'm so sorry for all the craziness. Um, so we're gonna be altering a box today. This box from Dollar General. I think I paid like $2 for it or something of that nature. Um, so we're gonna be altering a box today. And while other people join, and let me just editing this. Let me close that one off. I don't need that one. I don't need that one either. Let's edit this title. What a crazy, crazy day, you guys. Every time that I try to go live, it's always something. And I received the mic that I had requested, that I had ordered, but it doesn't work on so I am pretty much like I don't know. So I ordered another set of mics on to like your shirt and stuff to see if those will hopefully work a little bit better. Um kind of designed for that kind of stuff. So hopefully that'll work a little bit better. I do apologize for all the craziness with the audio and stuff. But hopefully, we'll get it together sooner rather than later. Watch on my page. Thank you so much, you guys, for putting up with all the craziness and still coming back and hanging out with me. I so greatly appreciate it. And I hope that the sound is not too terrible or too glitchy. Um, not the newest laptop and everything, but so how are you, darling? Finally, to somebody without having my sounds. So I put the original mic that I had back on, and I had to uninstall a whole bunch of stuff and reinstall a whole bunch of stuff, which is why it's taken me a little bit longer to get back on today. We are good to go now. I'm just gonna let some people and come back in here. That hopefully they'll see that I'm still here and everything's good to go. And we're good to go. So hopefully it's all good. I have here the list of the people that signed up. Now I'm not sure if going to be able to, you know, but I am still going to draw her name. I'll touch base with her. If she's unable to do it, then I'll end up swapping with whoever her partner ends up becoming. That way, that person doesn't stay without a partner. But we've had Myra, Tanya, Liz, Barbie, Janet, and Dana, who signed up for the fairy jar swap. Yeah, it probably is the connection, Liz. It probably is because, like, again, my laptop is not, you know, the newest. It's a little bit on the older side. I've added everything that I can add to it to make it a little bit better, but to give $600 for a brand new laptop, you guys, we're gonna try to make it do. We're gonna try to make it work. Just can't do it any other way right now. So I have everybody's name here in this little thing. I'm in the bag. But I kind of wanted to show you guys, give you like a rough idea. And I bought this really big mason jar for $1.50 at Dollar General. So if you guys have like a Dollar General or a Family Dollar, you guys can use that. If you don't want to buy that, then you can always use like one of your jars that you might have at home. As long as you know it's a good jar for this kind of project, then it should work. This is the little Barbie doll that I was working on. This is one of those McDonald's, little Happy Meal things that they give you, and she's like a ballerina. Her up. I'm still kind of working on her. I painted her up. This is not gonna be. I just have to kind of gloss her up a little bit and add like the final coating of everything. And I did up her hair like that. But I'm still not sure if I'm gonna use her because she does kind of take up a lot of room, and I think it's hard in there, or to have her held up. So I have to figure out how I mount her inside, if I'm gonna use it or not. But I started working on it, at least for now. Yeah, girl, that'll work. That'll work because once you embellish it and everything, you'll be good to go. You don't have to use a glass jar if you don't have a glass jar. Like, as long as your jar is good enough, and I think that's pretty much like the most important part, because then you could decorate the outside, and whatever you want to do. Now, I also found, which I shared with you guys on my haul video, um, these little lights at the Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna use those inside of the jar or outside of the jar. I'm not sure yet, to kind of light it up so that they have access to kind of turn it on and turn it off. So it has some kind of light. I am. And again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use her for that. If I don't use her for that, then I'll probably end up using her for something else. That's more or less with this whole situation. It is like a mega mason jar. It's freaking huge. I have this one and I have another one, but the other one that I have, let me just put her back inside. The other one that I have is a little but it's shorter. So I'm not sure which one of the two, like a sugar. It holds like sugar and stuff like that. It's like one of those diner looking things that has like the big old cover. It doesn't screw on. It just kind of, you push it down. Thing. So hopefully, I'm just gonna go ahead and start saying these, and I'm gonna start writing the people's names down so that I can get on with the show. Because I think people don't know that I'm on. Does the post office charge more when you send batteries? Because they always ask about me. Girl, you don't. I mean, I don't think that they charge more. I think that they just handle the package differently. Um, but I don't think I think it's more for like bigger batteries, stuff like that. Like those little tiny LCD, whatever these are. I don't think that you necessarily have to stress yourself about, having batteries and stuff like that. I think that they worry more about like alcohol, and things that are, flammable because of fumes and stuff like that. Send a toy, and a toy will have a battery special, prerequisite to send that, but you might want to ask. I don't think so. I've sent all kinds of stuff to the mail. Half the time, I don't even tell them what's in there. Like, they'll ask me, "Is there's this, there's that," and I'm like, "Nope," and I'll just send it out. Unless I know if it's like something that I know has like fumes or something like that, which I don't send stuff like that anyway, then that I will definitely let them know. Nothing blowing up along the way. But for the most part, yeah. On the tea lights because of it. I send tea lights all the time over the mail, and I never tell them that it has batteries or no batteries. I don't worry about that because it's a teeny little battery. Like how much damage can it possibly really do? Now, if it's a big battery like a car battery, charge up, say those power wheels, kids be driving and stuff like that. Like if it's a big battery, then probably 500 packs of double A batteries, then yeah, you might want to say something. But save some gas. Hi, darling. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal for something that's small. So go ahead and add it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shake this baggie up. There's 6 people in there, and I'm not included in the bag because we have with me it makes 7. So depending on how the count up goes, and if Tanya's gonna be able to do it or not, then I'll pull myself in there. If not, what I'm gonna end up doing is that I'll still make a one, but what I'll do is that I'll do a giveaway for you guys, for you 6 that participated, in the swap. So and then hopefully for next time I'll be able to do a bigger one. K and E, she's the one that got my last one. The one that I did on my last live, she got it on a Angel Mail package that I sent her. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So I'm gonna pick out. I don't know who's who and what's what. I'm just gonna pick out. Well, the first 2 that are gonna be swapping up. So I have Myra Rodriguez and so Myra and Tanya are linked up for the fairy jar swap. Where's my pen? So we have Myra and Tanya. 1, 2. Let me actually want to do this. I'll just put them to the side because that should be good. Let's pick out the next one. Ah, yes, I'm so happy. So this is kind of like what I want to do. Like my whole idea behind this whole starting this fairy jar swap is that every couple months I'll do another one so that we're kind of exchanging. It's almost like collecting figurines. Like that's kind of like my idea behind it. Like we can start like collecting these really pretty jars, fairy jars. And I think the next one I'm gonna do is gonna probably be angels and just always do something different. And probably another one could be like little forest animals or like frogs or birds, just something different every single time. Um, and just kind of like get this whole thing kind of going in that kind of way. So that's 1, and this is 2. Have Live to Learn Dana with Liz, you and Dana. We have with Dana. Guys are together. So very, very cool. Dana does very, really, really awesome stuff. So that should be really, really nice. And so the last 2 that are left are going to be and Barbie. So Janet and Barbie, you guys are each other's swap partners. And what's awesome about this is that all of us here, we all have an Instagram. So we can all link up with each other through the Instagram. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. That way you guys can DM each other your addresses and stuff like that. And then right here. So I figured today is the 16th. I know I started this whole thing late, and I don't know if everybody has started working on theirs. I know I haven't really started working on mine. I only did, I was only playing with the doll because I like playing with dolls every now and then. Not like some people that do it for a living, but every now and then when I find something cute and I wanted to alter it, so I went ahead and started playing with it. Um, I think that since I started this thing kind of late and with everything that happened in Florida and stuff like that, and I just want to make sure that I give people time, you know, to do what they have to do. That I'm gonna put it for a month from now. So for October, by October 6th should be good. So you guys will pretty much you have from now to October the 15th to kind of, you know, set it up, email each other the addresses. I have everybody's address on here. So if you guys you know, whatever, just let me know. If for whatever reason you guys have not been able to communicate or contact, I'm gonna put up a video with just you guys' name so that you guys have your own little, you know, a video for somebody doesn't watch this live and doesn't let you know. And again, if anybody can't do it for whatever reason, then just let me know so that I can rework it. But hopefully everybody's good to go. I know Janet started working on her. I think you started working on yours too, right? Darling, I'll send it to you. Send it to you. That way everybody can link up with everybody. Everybody else here, like I said, everybody here has an Instagram, so that kind of works out really, really good. So behind Barbie, I'm gonna write Janet, and I think that's probably the smartest way. Behind Tanya, I'm gonna write Myra. 6 pieces of paper. And behind Dana, I'm gonna write Liz. So you three do a giveaway for mine. I'm gonna just staple this, and hopefully that'll work. Now on to the crafting. I know people must be like, I am not trying to go over there and hear this girl sound like no dang robot. Me. I usually try to get it together, but you know, 2 videos that I did sharing my stamps and also sharing you know, the crafting guides and stuff like that that I had got. Those videos came out so super low that I literally had to come on here and that it has, like the YouTube editor, and boost up the sound just so that you guys can hear me. Like, what's going on? But anywho, let's get into what we're here for. That I'm going to be using, and I got some papers out, and I'm gonna do this box kind of collagey. Use this paper pad that I have here, which is because I think it's really pretty and I like the colors, and I think it'll go really nice. You know, it doesn't matter which kind of. I think it'll look really cute on this box. Just doing different, you know, elements on it, and to fill in the gaps. Some of this that I had left over from an album I was gonna make, and I keep bumping into it, so I might as well use it. I know going on. This whole new YouTube setup that they have, it's really like a bummer because I haven't been when I'm live, they don't know that I'm live, so I haven't really been getting you know, people coming in and then they'll hit me up later like, you was live. I'm like, yeah, I was live. So yeah, I know it's happening a lot. It's happening quite often. These are the pieces that I've made so far, and I did a lot. These are all boiled, well, mostly all boiled, all my little pieces here. And except for this one, this it's getting a little bit harder, but boy oh boy does it take its sweet sweet time. This is from that Magic Clay by Crayola uh, for air drying. I mean, it holds the shape well, so I'll give it credit for that. But it's still very flexible and flimsy. It's tear. So I'm gonna be using some of these and probably painting some of these flowers. And I made some roses yesterday, some little rose buttons, and some other these little flowers and stuff like that. So we're gonna be using some of those along with some other paper flowers. I have my paints out. Oh, these are the lights. I found these at the Dollar Tree. A little thing in the back. Four lights, which is not much, but it's good enough. I mean, to wrap it around, that'll be good enough lighting. And I bought 3 packs, so I should have more than enough. You know, 2 of these things. So, um, the 3 packs should do. So let's get on this, baby. Let's get on this. And then I'm gonna be using my distress oxide inks to shade and just add color wherever I feel that it needs some color. I have my baby wipes right here. Let's put this baby up. My brush. Right here's my brush. I have water somewhere right here so that I can clean my brush from the glue. And I have Coupage in the matte finish so that it's not so glossy. And then if anything, I'll gloss it over later on. But for right now, and I don't think I'm gonna do anything to the inside as yet. I'm just gonna work mainly on the outside. Goes, but yes, darling, I am having glitches galore. Glitches everywhere, glitches. So you know what? Let me start with the brown, and then I'll just add pieces of this wherever I feel like it needs it. Just gonna start with this, and then just kind of start collaging all the different elements together. Let's see. I keep it somehow the same. Yeah, because like when I loaded it up now, everybody was like, I'm here, I'm here, and then I was like, no, nobody, everybody's gone. So let's see. I wouldn't want to stick around for all that craziness either. So I do not blame them for that. I'm gonna start by just kind of applying, you know, all the papers and just gluing them all down. Now you can use double-sided tape if you want, but it's not gonna look as if you glue the paper down. And we'll see what happens. Happens. And I want to add to this and add some lace and just all different kinds of fun stuff. I was gonna gesso the box, but since I wasn't really thinking about adding heavy mediums to it, I was like, nah, I'll leave it alone. You know. And I leave it a little bit distressed. I'm just gonna work on covering most of this box up for right now, and then I'll start adding all the other different pieces of paper and stuff. And I'm just kind of eyeballing, the sizes because I'm gonna be using a whole bunch of different things on here as well. Worry too much about how precise the sizes are. My thing is mainly just to cover this up because I might add paint to it. I might add all different kinds of stuff to it. So how this is gonna end up looking. Hello, how are you, darling? So we're gonna start doing this. Pretty easy to do. And it's also kind of a good thing to do when you have scraps of paper. You can just pretty much make a whole little Mod Podge of just all different kinds of images, and whatever little scraps you have left over, you can go ahead and feel free to your boxes with. Maybe those ones that are not so pretty. Beautiful again. I hope so. I hope so, girl. I hope so, because if it does look fabulous, then I'm gonna be probably including this into the regular giveaway. Fabulous as one of the prize winnings. So that should be cool. All the different little pieces of paper. Got a lot of this up. Well, I'm gonna ink most of it up actually. Again, I'm not gonna worry too much about and so forth at this stage. Bumping into those papers for quite some time, and I was like, oh, I wasn't really in the mood to make an album. I just put glue all over my mic. I wasn't in the like it needs any help, right? To act all messed up. Um, Actually, I think I had this paper since we made our swap list. I think I've had that paper for that long since we made our swap. I just wasn't sure of what to do next, so I had cut out a whole bunch of different covers for the pages first. But then again, I went with the brown, and I was like, wait a minute, it's shabby. It's supposed to be like light, not dark. So I ended up starting all over again. So let's see, let's see. Just kind of making sure that this is all sticking well. Running my fingers through it just to make sure I get as many of these little air bubbles out of the equation. It's like, remember when it was in high school or in just regular school that we had to kind of cover up our notebooks? But my mom would be like, okay, go to the grocery store and get those big brown paper bags. And that's how we used to decorate our school notebooks, was with those humongous paper bags from the grocery store. This kind of reminds me of that. See? You. Actually, today we're gonna be making an altered box with some that I pretty much discovered a new way by boiling them out. So I to go ahead and come on here and alter a box from the Dollar General store, one of those little cheap craft boxes, and make it beautiful. So right now I am decoupaging some paper on here. The first layer covered up, and then we're going to be using some Distress Oxide inks and also some other collage papers, Beauty in Class. We go from there. Where we go from there. So this is pretty much the bottom as yet because I don't want it sticking to the surface, you know, to the table. So done that, I'm gonna start getting some other papers that I'm gonna start ripping up and just adding some little additional elements of color to this page. So I'm just looking for a pretty paper on here. Maybe this one. And again, this paper pad is the Miss Caroline 6x6 designer pad, and it's called Howdy Doody. And it's got all of these beautiful different patterns on here. Cool, and it's kind of bright, so it's not so shabby, but it's somewhere like in the middle. That will look pretty nice. Was that I'll paint my pieces to kind of suit the need or the color scheme, if you will, to bring it out. But mostly I'm going to be adding a lot of gold pieces. You guys know I love gold. So we're going to be adding a lot of gold pieces. Okay, Leslie. Problem, darling. So for the most part, we're just going to see what we do here. Just going to trim this edge off. To kind of break pieces. You know, it used to hurt me to do this to paper before. Now I'm just like, break it. Rip it to shreds. Rip it to shreds and add it in there. Just do it. And what's gonna happen is that once I start putting the distress oxide ink everywhere, all these little white ridges are gonna catch that true color of that distress ink. So it's gonna have little areas that are just gonna pop out from everywhere, which should have a really cool effect. Hey, Brandy, darling. Is anybody else having a bad connection? I tell you guys, when it's not one thing, it's another. I have the curse of the go live and watch it fall apart. So let's see. Go live and watch it fall apart. Baby wipe. I don't like the feeling of this glue once it's dry on my fingers. Okay. That's good. I think it has a lot to do with the kind of device or your laptop, you know, your internet connection and how that works. Because I know like some people have bad connection while others won't. When I go live, I shut off all the Wi-Fi in my house for the most part. Not all of it, but a conniption if I shut off their Wi-Fi. But I do shut off all my phones because I have two of them with Wi-Fi off. Um, ordered some gears. Call it a mold of gears. That hopefully, if I didn't order it, I have to order it so that I can make some steampunk. But I need to get some. I need to get a mold that does it. crazy. Right now, I have no idea what I'm really doing, you guys. So I'm just adding paper on top of paper on top of paper, to see if I get as to where I want to go with this. And I'm trying to cover most of it up, but not all of it. I want to kind of show through. Definitely make the box nice and sturdy. Buttons from Joanne Fabric. Buttons from Joanne. I have buttons from the Dollar Tree. My button collection, it is like the most generic button collection a person can possibly have. Inside, I was looking for my decoupage paper, but I'm not sure where I put it. I must have it on the side wall there, but I'm really not sure. I think this butterfly will come in nicely. It kind of poked out from like a stack of papers that I have on the side. I saw the wing and I was like, a butterfly. I found the butterfly. Let's see. Go on there somewhere. Probably somehow incorporate that. Steampunk mode. But what about the what about the little gears? Thingamabobs. Stay put, stay put. Almost done with this top layer. Let's start working on some of the sides. Pretty paper, I'll probably add those in as well. I tell you, they have everything. It's such a shame that I don't get to go to the stores because I would probably go crazy in there. My husband probably would have to get a search and rescue team just to get me out of them stores. Which is probably why he's like, thank God that she don't go in there. Honey, I'm gonna go get some groceries. I come back with like 5 paper pads, paint brushes and paint, and like a loaf of bread. On the store because I spend my whole time shopping at Michael's or one of those stores. I have to do something, you guys. I have to figure it out. Making a lot of sense right now. Fine. Um, but a lot of this stuff is gonna be covered up. Different layers of stuff on it. Between the lace and just everything else. I just want to have like little and I'm gonna add some stamping to this too, most likely. We'll see how it all kind of goes. I love using this Mod Podge because it does such a great job at sealing. And once it's all dry, it's like so nice. This one doesn't have gloss, um, so that I can add gloss to probably like the other pieces, like the mold pieces that I made, to see how that kind of looks. More paper, maybe some yellow. Let's see. I have these different. These are from some fuzzy cutting, not fuzzy cutting, die cutting that I did with the machine. Maybe some yellow in here. Let's see. Pieces that are left over with all the little odd shapes on them for me. So we shall try. Don't they just have everything? They have everything. A piece right here. And bring it all together. I have some odd pieces just here, like what? Where the heck did this come from? Let's just add one in there. And this thing dries very, very quickly. So let's keep going onto the other side. I have to get more paper. I'm leaving that butterfly for later. Let's see. Let's try some of this wooden one. Wooden pieces on here as well. Have in here that I can use. I will glue every single one of these little pieces of paper on there before I'm done. I shall glue every little thing on there. Just looking for doubles here. Anything that I might have used up. So let's think. So other two papers that I used up from in here. These up. I don't have much more sides to go, but and I have some of these that I'm gonna fix up in here. Let's add some pieces. Smaller pieces. And then we're gonna have some fun with some distress inks. Yay, yay. Have it. Some distress. Some distress. Let's see. And there. Also go ahead and you know, die cut shaped paper. You can also use some of those if you need to or if you want to. When you run the ink over it, it's gonna pick up all those little edges and just pop out. I have several different colors, but I think I'm gonna go um, gold into this piece. So I think I'm gonna go with like the yellows and the pinks colors that I have. So we'll see how that goes. Just cleaning my hands off because that the glue it dries very quickly and it makes my hands feel very weird. I don't like it. And icky fingers, ew. So let's see. I have now that I see that little some some of this on here. The little tiny ones, gold and little shimmer here and there. Trying to stay in frame. Camera lower than usual, so full of where I'm doing what I'm doing. Otherwise, it'll be out of frame. I did a live stream the other day like that. I had my camera up so high, it looked like they were standing in a state building, and I'm like crafting all the way down there. By the time I noticed, I was like, oh, the stream was like almost all gone. Like I am just, I don't know, a cluster of issues. I can break a computer down and fix it, but don't tell me to live stream. Everything that can go wrong shall go wrong. Weird. So pretty much the reason why I'm adding all these collage pieces, you guys are probably wondering like, why is she just wasting her time doing all of this? It's mainly because once I start adding, it's gonna pick up all the different edges, and that's just gonna create the element of shadow and texture. Um, pretty much the reason why I am taking my time to adhere all these different little pieces of paper because the paper is really thick, so it'll definitely show through. Even so much about the colors, the patterns themselves. Although I did, kind of pick the same type of patterns just in case anything does peek through. Kind of symmetry going on. They all know each other somehow, some way. But other than that, it's not really for any specific purpose. Other than when I start adding the distress inks, I want it to pick up on the edges. At least that is my goal. I'm not sure, but that is what I'm aiming for. So I am thinking blues and not blues because my blues really dark. But pinks and golds. Not so shabby, not so vintage. I'm gonna try to find a happy place in the middle. And a happy place in the middle of I'm gonna use that Dollar Tree trim that I purchased. And I'm gonna hot glue that on as I can. To next side. So overall, I mean, when you see the whole box, to look like okay, it looks okay, but it's gonna look even better once I'm all done. The craft paper first because since I knew I was gonna be having like spaces that are gonna be open. Needs to have something that kind of held it all together. So that craft paper becomes like my little vintage kind of elements because it's so dark. I do not want it to set the tone or the mood for the box. So we'll see how it goes. Awesome sauce, darling. Awesome sauce. Let's see. Let's see. Kind of like a VIP session today with you guys. So we shall see where it goes. We shall see where it goes. I am almost done. gonna have different things in different places and all kind of random, any rhyme or reason for why they are how they are. Random. So I think start now adding, just embellishing it with some of these wood. Do is actually cut these up, cut these like at an angle so that I have it's like it's all breaking through from wherever it originally came from. It came from Mars. Yes, this is a box that was found in the deserts of Mars because there was a note inside the box. That's how I know. The note said, "I was made here." Part, yeah. So we're gonna see how this is all gonna kind of go. What I like about the distress inks is that the color stays on top. It doesn't regular distress inks that they're so kind of see through. They're kind of watered down, if you will, that you can kind of lose it a little bit. Start blending, and when you start adding water, so on and so forth. With the distress oxides, it's like a paint almost. So whatever color. So even if I lay like pink on top of this brown, I'll still see that pink on it. So my motivation here, and I'm just letting these sides kind of start to dry up a little bit so that I can kind of go into it. So the little villagers made this box, you guys. They sure did. Vision, but they couldn't agree. There's stuff inside of it. They all put they all had different visions for what this box was supposed to look like. That's why there's so many different patterns on it. Village elders said, "Let there be peace, not war. Just put all your paper on it." So they did. So this is why this is everything valuable to them, and when they left, wherever they went, far, far away. I'm trying. So for the most part, this is how this little box came to be. This is my little Martian box. Martian box that was found in the plains of something match where it came from. And don't feel bad if you're making your boxes and you end up collaging over other items that you already put there. It's to kind of all your scraps of paper, a bunch of scraps of paper. It doesn't matter what patterns they have, what colors they are, because remember you can always add inks, you can always add images, you can collage on top of collage. Excuse me, I've been a little sick lately. So for the most part, there's really no loss, and it's a great way of utilizing some of those scraps that you really don't know what to do with, and you just keep accumulating in a drawer. Kind of been, breaking your head like, well, what am I gonna do with these scraps? Alter a box, alter a jar, alter a bottle, alter a can. As you can alter anything, alter your children, add some paper. Do a little bit of everything. Corner, there you go. Make them look like a paper pad from Michaels. I like it, but I'm sure you'll have a blast. Okay, so that's that. So you see how it's like, it's all wet on that side. Adam, why did you touch it? Touch it. Let's go. Before I go on to the next. This is gonna go. So things to do, you guys. There's so many different things to do. I have bags and bags and bags of, well, let me not say I have bags and bags. That sounds like a hoarder. I have some bags, some of those little Ziploc bags. Let me just emphasize the size here. Just different little, things that have broken here or fell off of there, and you just end up accumulating them. And I went from storing them in like little jars and little bottles on my desk to kind of putting them all in like a Ziploc bag. Add, to alter type of add a whole bunch of stuff and just paint over everything, and it all becomes one, and it all becomes texture, and it'll look great. Except away somewhere, and I don't know where I put it now. So I'm stuck. It does kind of. It does. And hopefully by the time that I'm done, it'll look like something other than a suitcase. But yes, I definitely see that stuff on it. It's that world travel kind of feel. So let's add the last few pieces on here. I have just the back on one side to do. And then I'll let this dry for a few minutes. Start getting my other little pieces together. I'll start kind of figuring out where the trims that I'm going to use and just different things that I'm going to use. Create the box. And I'll get my distress inks out. Hard word to say, distress inks. Then in a sentence. Like it turns into one word. And for me, being Hispanic, like my tongue, handle it. It's like it's under stress. Like what the heck? Distress what? Don't be. Everything's gonna be all right. It's too funny. He's like, I'm under stress right now. Let's see. Dun, ta-da. I say that I think of Puppy Power from Scooby Doo. Here we go. I'm gonna add a thin strip here. Not even that big. Just kind of mesh it on there. And I like to put my paper going in different kinds of directions because it kind of breaks certain patterns to start evolving. So I like putting my paper to face, crazy. I wanted to look like I glued it while I was swirling in a tornado. And when this is all dry, all this will do is pretty much make the box even more solid than it already was. If you're working with like, let's say a flimsy box, let's say you're working with like a box that's made maybe for like pasta or something like that you want to alter and turn into something else. Um, Layers of paper, it'll turn into a nice sturdy box. It'll be just like that compressed cardboard type of thing. So you don't have to go out and get yourself a box if that's not something you want to do. This is something really, really pretty. You just have to glue and glue and glue. School glue, then just water your glue down just a smidge so that it's not so thick and turns out similar to what this Mod Podge thing is. Even though this Mod Podge is kind of thick, but it will allow you to kind of have more glue, if you will. Just don't water it down too much. Just a little bit of water to water it down for collaging. It sits on its side because since the glue is a little wet, it will stick. So let's see. So I think this is pretty good. We'll end up using some of those other pieces, but the way it is right now, I kind of like it. Let me just break some of these straight lines. You keep opening and closing your box so you don't it close. I did that once before. And I was like, no, I literally put paper overlapping, like, wrapping around the edges. And when I went to go open the box, I couldn't find the edge. I didn't know which side it was that the edge was on. But, stuff like that only happens to me, I think. So it might not, that might not be your. So this is good to go. I'm going to put this on the side and just let this kind of dry off on its own. I'm going to start going ahead and, or even getting some of my other pieces together. So I'm going to start working on some of the cold porcelain, not cold porcelain, the polymer clay pieces that I have. But before I do that, I'm going to clean this brush off because and or paint drying on your brush is not your friend. It is always a good idea, as much of that as possible, you have it nice and fresh. So that you are not dealing with craziness later. All that those smash books, I have no idea what those things are. Everywhere. So, say I'm working on the smash book, but it looks like a junk journal to me. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, I don't understand the concept of what a smash book is supposed to be. Into it, so that could just be me not taking the time to figure it out. But alrighty, so let's put these here. Grab another wipe, and let's grab some of these pieces and get them out. And like I said, I think I'm gonna go with a lot of gold, um, and some pink. But we'll see where the right. I don't know. Up with stuff just to come up with stuff because people, not a few people. I've seen a few of those. Let me cut this out. I've seen a few people showing their smash books, if you will, and I'm just like, okay. And the point of this thing is what? Each their own. Whatever gets you creating. It's like a planner because you're putting in stuff that you already did, not stuff that you're going to do. So I don't know. I could be mistaken. Roughly fuzzy cut this blue because why throw her away? I might as well put her to use, and I am going to keep the leaves that are on it. I have something to actually insert in here somewhere, and I'm going to prep myself for the next project, which is the little clay pieces. fuzzy cutting, you guys. I didn't print out that many things before, but you're frugal as I am. And fuzzy cutting, your best friend. Enemies. This is really cute, and I think I'm gonna use that in there somehow. I took off her antennas, so she's got no way of communicating. She is now trapped. Yes, darling. All right, so let's see. I also have some of the other little things that this is some of the stuff you guys actually haven't had a chance to see it unless you caught my morning streams on Tuesday and Thursday. Well, mostly on Tuesday because it's when I showed this. But I have a little box here that I've been kind of printing stuff out and saving it. So some of these things in here too, as little embellishments and adornments, feathers. They're one piece or the other, one of those little, some clocks and stuff like that. So I have that. Some of these are already fuzzy cut, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm actually going to add this in here just to remind me to look through that box. Other elements are resin pieces out. I keep calling them resin, but they're not resin, you guys. They're polymer clay. And I definitely want to add one of these dresses in here. I'm just kind of debating on do I want to the white one. That this is a little flexible, so I'm gonna see how it holds up now when I add it. I'm gonna add it in. This is part of that clay. Of what? I'm going too fast. Of the images or of the pieces? So I'm gonna use some of these little. Well, I'm gonna use probably one of these little dresses, maybe two more. That's the wonders and beauties of having molds. You can always make more. Some of these little flower pieces, little rose bush thingamajigs. But I think I'm gonna use all my white ones up. I have some butterflies that are ready to go that I just have to kind of paint. And I made them in red. So I made them in red. You hear that, right? It sounds just like if you bake them. So they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good, you guys. I haven't made many of the teeny ones. This right there. I'm just looking for my hard pieces. So I have that, and this is gonna have quite an amount of stuff on it. Box. Oh, I didn't show you. Okay. All right. This is just some of the ones that I printed. I have oodles and oodles more on my computer. Tag, and all of this shows well. It's like a tag. I have some of these little jars. Images, cute fairies. And I just have to fuzzy cut them. I really like these because I have one for almost every single plant, even though I don't know what the plants are called, but they're all different. See the no. This is what I did with some of the images. I actually have to finish it up because this is going to somebody. She is. This is going to somebody already. I'll show you guys the rest of those. But I made this. But with the other cutouts that I got from the internet. Oh no. So this is okay. I just held it still because I wasn't sure. I'm just like here, like frozen. So these are all from images that I cut off the internet. I made the little hands myself. I gotta add a little piece of bling right there. But everything here is pretty much all from the internet. I have all of these images saved on my computer, paper from PaperPad, and then this is from the dye that I bought from AliExpress. It does that nice border trim. Now before I send it out. Yes, darling. This is what I'm doing in the morning. Well, on Tuesday, I'm trying to get a little bit better at doing different things. So, yes. So back to the images. So I have these on Instagram. Well, I showed you girls these on Instagram, but I downloaded all these different clock faces. Did that already? Just a whole bunch of different clock faces, and like I said, this is just some of the ones that I have from Brandy. I love mermaids. Mermaids. Us Dominicans is an actual legend that we have live around where our island is. So about mermaids since I was little, and then when Ariel came out, I was like, "What? It's true. They're real." I kind of lost my mind from there. So, yes. And then that movie with Tom Hanks, where with the mermaid that he finds, and so just a whole bunch of cute stuff. So it was like, oh my god, it's real. And all this time I thought they was just playing with me. So hi Barbie. Barbie, tu partner is um Barbie, your partner is Mom to create, okay? Digo. I have all of these other cute ones. So just a whole bunch of different stuff, you guys. Different images. I have more down here. Keep these. Look at these cute tags. Like what? When you buy them in the store, free. And my ink is like $5, you guys. So I'm printing up a storm. And I can size them up. So those same big, that's them in small size. So I can make them big or small. These are just little mermaids that I colored. So pretty much all different this bigger image. I just love all of these different kinds of things and finding them. That's probably some of the same ones. Let's see. Oh no, they're all different flowers. All different. Darling, hit the quote Janet. So stuff from that box to add into this to my altered box. Adding up quite nicely there. Stuff together real quick, and I'm gonna get my metallic paint. Why I didn't want to have like a glossy finish on the box because I'm gonna be using like metallics and just shiny stuff. So I wanted it to have that contrast between the two. These cute little flowers. Adding some other stuff. I'm gonna be adding some of these. Now I'm gonna break these in half so that I can stick them in. That's the soft clay, which is why that's broken. And I already broke this one in half because I want to just be able to add pieces to it. Let's add this little cameo in there. And that should be good. That should be a nice little assortment of a little bit of everything that I have. And depending on how much room I have in that box, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all of this, I'm going to see how it goes first. I'm going to start glossing these up or add pearl colors to it and just adding different things to it first, and then I'll see what I do with it. You see, it happens, and that's why I didn't do so many, and I put it in a little box that I could keep it right in front of me. So I have roses that I'm gonna use too. I forgot to take the roses out, and I have it in a little box that I could keep right in front of me, because that way I know that I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use all of my white and probably one red one. See how it all comes to be. Look at the little I know you probably got this mold, Brandy. Um this isn't that soft mold though. I don't that soft clay. I don't like it. Me don't like it. A plethora here of things. So these are gonna be in gold. So let me just take out the pieces that I know for a fact I'm gonna color in gold. I'm gonna color these in gold. Solid that I'm gonna do in one shot so I could do it quickly. Anything else that I'm not sure about the color yet, I'll leave alone for now. And then figure it out as I go. And I'm gonna use my that's not gold. Chocolate is gold. And since I'm just gonna brush it all on, I'm just gonna do it that way for now. It's a plastic. This will do. Let's see. Arts, Dazzling Metallics. And all of these molds are from either AliExpress and or eBay. All you have to do is look up silicone molds and you shall find them. And not these, but these. And I'm not gonna try to worry so much about covering every single little nook and cranny, because anything that doesn't get covered up will just to the piece. I'm not gonna worry about being so precise. I'm just gonna cover it up. The soft one. How this is gonna. Hopefully it'll do good. It'll hold itself up well. Tuck it in probably between some lace or something, just so that it's not so out there, so that it doesn't get damaged so quickly. I'm gonna allow some of that white to kind of peek through. This is also from that flexible. I'm gonna use all these pieces. I just want to have them all ready, just in case I do. I don't have to be painting later on. Once these are done, these are done. Oh, I broke it. It's all right. I grabbed it from the thinnest part. That's another thing with these things. You have to be really careful not to make them so thin. I do it because I push and then I remove all that excess. But then you're gonna have little spots, especially when with these flowers and these kinds of molds where they're really thin. And you just have to be careful while holding it when you're painting it. And I have to get my glue gun going. though, so I'm not worried about those. But I can, all these different things. But before I start hot gluing anything, um, inking up the box, oxides, staining to it, how that's gonna go, and that'll give this enough time to kind of dry out. But look, they went from not being expensive. I didn't have to bake them. A couple, $1, $2 tops, depending on the size and what they do. I ordered a fairy one, so like one of those soap molds, big square ones. Cool. Yes, me too. Deco Art has really, really beautiful. I'll give them that. They have beautiful metallic colors. Pretty much find almost every single shade to find. Bake these polymer clays without baking them. I could just, as it's boiling, I am good to go, you guys. I am one happy camper. I should be getting my replacement stove next week, so fingers crossed, you guys. I would love to see how how much harder they bake compared to how it is when they're boiled. They're pretty hard as they are, though. I will say that they are. Let's shape some plate into bricks and paint them gold and cash out. Wow, that would be awesome. We'd be on the run for the rest of our lives, but that would be awesome. If we can do that. How many supplies we can buy? You know how many supplies we can buy? Wow. Um, I'm gonna leave some of these pieces as they are. I'm gonna do the same thing with the roses, and the other pieces. I think I'm just gonna um, pearlize paint to it. Have it here close by, paint to them, and the color that they are, so that I have different colors going on, kind of like all over the place. I think I can get away with it. And let me tell you guys, I did these things so fast. I mean, honestly, it was like the water boiled maybe 4 minutes. And I don't even think it was that long, to be honest with you, because you know how when you're waiting for something, time goes slow. I think it felt like 4 minutes because I didn't put an actual timer on it. 3 minutes, maybe less. So I would just tell you, pull one out and let it cool down and see if it's nice and hard. If it's nice and hard, then you're pretty much good to go. Once these are dry, I'm gonna probably just distress them a little bit, maybe just to give them a little something or the other on top. That's something new. Try around, play around a little bit. It looks so good. Okay. want to give this one like a distressed look. So I'm not gonna paint all the way in. I'm just more or less brushing just right over all the elements that are on this little cameo, and I'm gonna leave it like that. Of distressed look. Um, Butterflies. What I'm gonna do with these butterflies. Let me see what other paints I pull out and see what I do with these butterflies. Hey, ¿cómo estás? That'll be nice. That would be awesome. Making some beautiful projects on your Instagram, darling. Keeping yourself busy is awesome. All right, let me see. I got my hands a little bit cleaned up, right? See, paint I can deal with. Glue for some reason I don't like on my fingers. um, do I have a pink kind of color here? For do I'm gonna go for some of these glitter paints. Is limelight and neon blue. These to add on to these butterflies, and I'll see how I put it all together so that that glitter goes nicely everywhere on there, just in case. Little bits of color to everything. Smaller brush, because I'm just gonna be dabbing it in. Just gonna dab it in there. A little bit here, a little bit there. See kind of how it all zoom in. Just remind me to zoom out. I'll forget. I'll forget. I'm such a weirdo sometimes. So I'm just gonna add color here and there. And this is glitter paints. If I didn't say that, these are the Glamour Dust glitter paints, and this is ultra fine glitter paint. Similar, if you will, to type of things, type of pens where they have the glitter. Although I won't recommend putting this paint inside of a paint, those water brushes. Happening in there. I'm gonna add in here as well. Kind of play with it a little bit. Just add different elements to it. A little bit of everything. I love playing around and just adding different things to stuff. This is what I like about mixed media, that usually you will be making a mess. Mixed media, you're actually making art. So, how are you, darling? For letting me know that my video was very, very low, because I actually once I was like, what? No. So I was able to fix it up through YouTube. So that worked out really well for me. Thank you so much for letting me know. Um, I'm gonna see how I do this. It's dark. Moving forward, I'll invest money in white colored polymer clay. Paint it whatever color I want. Fun doing it. Whereas to when you have it a certain kind of color, you're kind of stuck with whatever that's going to be. And I'm adding the lime green and the baby blue, the neon blue, which is like a baby blue, all and the gold. And I'm adding everything to one piece. On and all, true pattern. So, but not blending them, just tapping it all in. Really pretty. I don't know if you guys can see that. That looks really nice. It's gonna be interesting, I'll say the least. Not I'll say the least, because I say a lot. So let's see here. And let's keep this momentum going. This is drying. This will all be ready. And that's the beauty about these paints, that they dry up so quickly. The decoupage dries up very, very quickly. By the time that I am done, this going, I can start adding the lace trim to that and the inks to that. Kind of get that going. Am I zoomed in well enough? Well, that's good. He's showing you some love. It's always good to get some love, Deb. Even from the feline friend. So I like that. All different. They all have their unique kind of character. I think that they all look beautiful. Post the pictures up. But this is gonna be fun, you guys. I think I'm gonna end up getting addicted to making these things and painting these things because these are so. I can't take it. Look at you guys. This is so cute. I am loving this right now. Bad, like when you start you try, you're not even done with one thing and you're already trying something new and you're like, okay, I love this. Like, what's gonna happen to what I already do? Oh my god, I'm loving too many things at once. Polygamist, if that's even something that is real. um the good thing is that I can use all of these in mixed media because mixed media is friendly to everybody. There's nobody has problems with Switzerland. That's what mixed media is. You can do it all on mixed media. Okay, and our last little butterfly. And I love how the gold paint, even though it's metallic paint and I have glitter paint, they're very different paint, but they work beautifully together. One does not overpower the other. They allow each other to live. Harmony. So I can have my gold, I can have my glitter, and I can have my metallics, which is awesome. And then, again, I'm not trying to blend them. Attempting to just dab them on there. So there's a little bit of every color in every butterfly. Pretty. I'm gonna have to make some of these to give to my friends. Like them a lot, right, girls? So let's see now, because I'm gonna move on to my dresses, and I'm not sure what colors I should paint my dresses. I think it's the same colors as my butterflies, but I'm not sure. Decisions, you guys, decisions. And I want to get all my painting done now, so I don't have to worry about painting later. My flowers. Let me get some other colors for my flowers. I have some clear, crystal clear here. Flowers, I'll just do a nice little center. I'll do a nice little center and that's it, and leave them as is, but I'm gonna coat them with the ice crystals, which is again the Glamour Dust and glitter paint that I use very often. Art Crafters acrylic, and it's called Tutti Frutti. And I'm just gonna add a little bit right here. I'm just gonna add a little dab to each center, and I'm gonna add a little bit of gold to each center, and I'm gonna add some of that ice crystal petals just to give it a little bit of a shine. Is start with adding nice to mix. I'm gonna start with adding some of the fine glitter paint, the ice crystal. Add first to each one. Um, add the other things. Brush off, so I might have some color transferring. There's a chance. And I'm not going into. I'm trying not to go in too heavy with the paint. I'm gonna coat it. I'm gonna double dip the brush. I'm just gonna keep on coating. It's nice little ice crystals pieces on here. Whatever's on my brush off. So no more bending down, you guys, to go into the oven and take your stuff in the oven and take it out of the oven. Boiling water on the stove top. Pieces, not resin. I keep saying resin, but I mean polymer clay pieces, one at a time. Start boiling them in, depending on how big your pot is. A lot at one time, and depending on how small the pieces are. For round pieces like this, you can pretty much add a whole bunch at the same time. You're fine with that. Pieces that you might want to not add so many. You don't want them bumping into each other, and as they become hard, cracking each other, because you have so many and they're tumbling. The water makes things tumble, so you don't want them tumbling and crashing into each other. At a time to get yourself a little bit more comfortable with the dynamics of boiling them. Go crazy and have fun. Thank you. Thank you. So now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna leave this dress while I figure out what to do, and I'm gonna add in just to make it pop. And again, I'm not going into it in any kind of way, shape, or form. There. On top of this, I'm also gonna add a drop of gold, just to make them all pop and make everything kind of match with everything else, because everything has gold in it. Um, all the pieces kind of match, and then it brings the whole box kind of together. And doing that like so. a little bit of gold. There, just in the centers of each flower. I'm not gonna add gold to the sides because I have enough gold pieces to show and kind of break away from that I added in there. That'll do that. Dress. um, debating on this dress. I think I'm gonna paint the whole dress gold. I'll just paint the whole dress gold, and then I'll do to it. It's time for me to get some more gold paint. If some of the red shows through, give it more depth without me even having to work too hard to get it. Like so. I really like how these little dresses, they're really small. Um, they're really cute though, more with the bigger one, but these are cute. And I think that's it for my pieces that I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna let that dress kind of cool off a little bit. I'll see where I go from there before I start wiping paint away that everything is everything. Okay, satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Put this paint back because I love this paint and I cannot waste it. We cannot waste it. Now I'm gonna put these pieces to the side and start um, edging up and coloring up the box with the distress paints. Down the focus. I'm gonna bring the focus back out. My gold paint is drying. My gold paint is drying. So we have that. We have that. Wipe away. Too much paint there to just wipe that away. Put these back. Back. All right, so our paint has been properly discarded, but put back. There. Get another one. Okay. So now we're gonna get I'm gonna get my inks out to the side. So I should not be decoupaging no more. This later on. I have Oh, and I had the white one. I just couldn't find it, so I painted the red one. It's okay. It's okay. Let me just get my other inks out. This to the side. Then I have a lot of pretty colors. See that already. Blue ones, and out of all of them, I think I like the blue ones better than the white one. Maybe for some things, colored resin is okay. I mean, colored polymer clay is okay because it just adds another layer. It just adds another layer of color to it, so it all works out. These pieces are pretty much mostly all dry already. They're pretty much all dry. Some of the other pieces are still wet, but not all of them. I'm gonna get my hot glue gun and plug that in because we are almost there. So while I'm up, we'll have what's this? I have this baby heating up. Then I'll be working on the box. That should work. Just get my inks out of here. Okay. No, it's not the other one. It's not the other one. Yeah, not this one. All right, so an alternate to the blending tool that everybody's using, the brush, the inks. I use Makeup Applicator. It does the same job. Does the same exact job. Handle or the one without the handle, $1. So I have those pretty much together with mine for some reason. So let's see. I gotta get my box, which is right over here. I'm just gonna pull out the colors that I'm gonna use and get my tool. And I think I'm gonna go for the pink. Some of the fossilized amber. Some peeled paint because I do have blue in there. So I think these three colors is the ones that I'm gonna go for right now. And I'm gonna start with the pink, which is and I'm just gonna start pretty much this box. And this is kind of like I was saying, you know how it picks up all the white edges? They're gonna pick up the colors. I'm not gonna do every single like every little inch of this with the Distress Oxide. I'm just gonna add to edges and just little spots that I feel or could benefit from having it there. Again, I'm gonna be adding lace and trims and just different things to this as well. As plain as it is right now. Okay. Some yellow. Just different little spots here. And again, this is the good thing about this inks is that even on top of the brown, which is really dark, you can so you can kind of use this even on the darkest of paper, and still be able to show that color through. And I'm gonna have all three of these colors on here, and we're for the best, because I have no idea how this is gonna all look once it's all done. I just know it's gonna be one colorful looking little box. Just the edges, the lid. So that's it for the fossilized amber yellow color. Now let's go in with a little bit of peeled paint here and there, adding some of these flowers and things like that. So just making sure that I have a little bit of everything. So even though you can still see paper in the background, it still kind of looks, now they just look like they're a little bit more together. They look like they kind of belong, or they're paper that just has all these different embellishments, or not embellishments, but it has all these different ways. You know, like the kind of paper that we buy all the time. It has all these different pieces on it. I'm actually gonna get one more color, and I'm gonna get the stress. I'm gonna get the walnut stain. Use it only on the corners, just to make the corners dark. So I'm only gonna use this on here, just on the corners. It doesn't take much away from how bright the papers are anyway. Brightness happening everywhere. So really nice. I honestly, I'm very grateful to Arts for suggesting it, because once you put that little bug in my head, like, please don't replace those, I was like, yes, I think it was the best investment I have made thus far, as far as inks is concerned. And you can stamp with them. Water soluble, so you still have that. They do serve their purpose. Now I'm not gonna activate it by splashing water on it. Um, just kind of seal it off of anything. What I'm doing is probably sealing it off. Let me get where is the trim that I said I was gonna use? Where are the trims? This one. I have a trim that I just purchased. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. My hands a little bit. Which is the one that's the wettest? I think once I'm done adding all the things that I'm gonna add to it, then I'll probably with some some of the Mod Podge, just to seal in the color, so that when people are touching it, or if they become wet for whatever reason, it does not interfere, with the colors that are happening right now. Right now, there's a little bit of everything going on here. So this is the trim that I'm gonna use, which is that lace trim from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to start by adding this trim first and then seeing what other I'm going to add on here. Let me see. You know what I think I'm going to use? I got these from Tanya. These are some of the appliques that she sent me. I think I'm going to use one and cut it in half and add it in different places here. Are. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add it maybe something like that on the lid, maybe on the front of the box, not so much on the side, but maybe on the front and on the start building from there. Let's see, this job with these. I think I got the whole thing. Great. She sent me quite a few, plus for me also to take them apart. So I think that'll work. And I'm just pulling out whatever pops out first, like whatever comes out quick. Some of that. I might not use it all, but whatever comes out rather quickly. On some other trim pieces there. So we'll see how this kind of goes. I think happening is I'll probably end up using this. Let's see. I'm trying to see if this will even look right with it might not. I have so much gold, I'm not gonna use that. Let's see what else I find. Some of this. See, this is what I say. I have bags of just different random stuff. Maybe some of this. Just gonna add a whole bunch of different things and see how it all plays out. So let's see. I think I am gonna Mod Podge this top lid so that I can stick it on there. And it's probably gonna pick up some of that color, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. This is pretty much gonna seal that color in there. So now none of those oxides, once it's dry, will be water reactive anymore. And this is when it comes in handy to have your heat tool ready because then you could just heat this up right away. But I do not, so I'm just gonna work with it being wet. This is gonna be the best way I'm gonna do this. Figure it out. So, right on the top. base pieces often, kind of pieces often. So this should be interesting. This should be very, very interesting. How this is gonna all look. Let's see. Where's that dress? I think that dress will look. Is everything. I'm gonna add that dress right here on the top of that applique. And let's see what we do here. Let's see. Work. I'm gonna add this lace trim on here as well. This on here first. White, since the trim itself in the top is white, the applique is white, but I'm not. I'm gonna go with this beige cream color. And I'm not gonna cut, I'm just gonna fold it onto itself. Just do it that way. Much with lace trims and things like that. So it is a learning process more than anything. The next glue stick out. So now I'm gonna need these. Okay. Let's fold this one over. Ow. Bang my elbow too. Let me move you over. You're in my way. Everything is in my way. Let's see. Sure, I don't. Okay, I don't glue this box because I want to be able to keep it open so I can store stuff inside, or whoever is going to receive it, because I am including this in for the spectacular Halloween hunt. And again, I'm going to fold it onto itself. And cover that up like so. And hopefully you guys are able to what it is that I'm doing. Clip this off now. Probably gonna add I'm gonna add one of these in the middle, and I'm just gonna stick it on. Stick it on all the way up there. I'm gonna add the little dab in the center flower first so that I can position it just where I want it to be. Position the rest. If I painted, but hopefully I painted enough. Ones, some of the blue ones are all the same. Stick that on there like so. So pretty. I get so excited. I get so excited, you guys. You don't have no idea. I get so excited. And having it kind of manifest itself right before your own eyes is just amazing. It really is. I'm always urging you guys to try new stuff because you never really know. Shocked and amazed at how beautiful your projects will turn out. Shocked and amazed with yourself. Nothing to it but to do it, you know? This already, like, come on now. Think. You guys think. Thank you, darling. I I honestly didn't even envision this. I did it. I envisioned it completely different. It was gonna be completely different, but liking it very much so far. Where was the trim? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Amazing. And you know, she gets that from like dresses that she buys and she just removes the appliques off of them by hand. Like, I need to start doing that because sometimes these appliques are expensive when you buy them themselves. But I think this is coming out lovely. And I'm very glad I stuck with it today and didn't give up, because I almost gave up on the live stream. I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. But I'm glad I didn't, because this is the result. Pretty. Alone by itself, you'd be like, okay, here you go. I'm gonna glue this. And I'm gonna continue to add more trim. Now to figure out what kind of trim I want to add. For some of this, I think I'm gonna go for some of this from here. Yeah, they're expensive, ridiculously expensive. That's why when I received these from her, I was like, oh, yay, I get to play. And she sent me such a nice amount that I can like really, really have some fun, play around, quite some time. Because like I've seen at the appliques that they sell them like on eBay and stuff like that, but they're like for one piece, just for one thing. I'm like, oh no. And then the thing is that you never really know what you're paying for at the end of the day. Things will be small. That brush inside of the glue. Minded, absent minded. Then I'm gonna add the rest of those gold pieces over this, because I think that top is pretty good to go. Things to it though, like those roses and stuff. I would like to add some of those roses in there. Looks. I think I'm gonna leave it right there. The back of the box without much happening. So I'm not gonna decorate the back of the box very much. Box as it is. So that's gonna be facing a wall. So there's no need to go too crazy. But I will make sure that I attach to the edges properly. We'll do this. And add this like so. Success. Okay, that'll work. And what else do I have? What can I do with these? I can't do nothing with those. About some of these. So I can't do nothing with those either. With these. Let's add some of this. to give it some kind of play. So how am I gonna do this? Open that up a little bit. What do I want to do? Two, four, five. I only did five of those flowers. Should have done more. I should have done more. Um, okay, so don't add those. Maybe I'll add these. Five, and then add something like that one. Let's see. I don't even go to the other property. I don't think so. Thank you, darling. Let's lost power and signal. Okay. Thank you, darlings. Wow. Like her area or just her? Hmm. I'm trying to figure out which one I should put on here besides these two. That's three. I only did three roses. Let's see. Got it. Got it. Got it. I think this is the ticket right here. Ticket right there, you guys. This one's better painted. That is the ticket right there, you guys. So I think what I'm gonna do is go with these. Okay, let's see. Should have done more of those little pink flowers. It almost feels like it doesn't need anything else, but it always needs something, right? It always needs something else. So what am I gonna do? Trim around here. Add some. Let me lightly add some distressed walnut stain to these flowers. Wait, just to stick them out a little bit more. Where's my? What am I blending from? Just gonna add a little bit to the top of them. A little bit. Mm, yes, you are. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what else I can add on here. I have one more piece, and it really wants to be added somewhere. I just don't know where it wants to be added. Ta-da! Find some gold. Some gold. Something. Some of that. Maybe some of those I can add around the edges. Along the edges. What do you guys think? Add some of this along these edges right here. And I don't know if it's my eyes. This looks like a lavender, not so much a pink. It could just be me bugging out. Huh? No, terminando. No, cuando me lo tomo. Yeah, once I add this trim, is gonna be the final part of this box, you guys. We hope that you have enjoyed process. Just love the fact that inexpensive supplies can go such a long way. This one right here, so it'll go right in there. Gracias, darling. Gracias. Fun, right? A little bit of imagination goes a long way. Matches. The background matches the foreground. Everything kind of matches. Everything came to life. Paperwork that I did in the background with the collaging and everything. The stage for all these bright colors kind of come together and be able to, like I like to say, I'm running out of flat back trims though, flat back pearls. I only have pink. I still have some baby blue. That many pink yet because I've been using it on everything. All my shabby projects have pink trim on them, pink pearls, and my Dollar Tree has not stocked back up again. So out for those the next time that I go over there. Find how this box overall came out. I think it looks really pretty. I think it was like $1.50, $2 tops at but by the time that I'm done with it, it costs way more. Things little things kind of pop out. This glue, I hate this glue, you guys. Oh my god, I hate this glue. Um, so I really wanted to add these like wings, if you will. Trying to see which is the best way. Let's see. Right there. Yeah. Some of that glue that is there. No, don't break on me. I was gonna add some stamp to it, but I forgot. I forgot. I have two of these, so I think I'm gonna add one on each side, just so that they're not plain. I'm gonna add one to each side. Plain. To go to the kitchen and make more. Make more of these. I love how this box came out. I really love how this box came out. Mira, amor. Thank you. He approves. He approves. Yay! So little capuchon, but it might not need it. I think it's got enough pieces on here to add. Maybe in the center, maybe not. Has a flower in the center, so I think this is it for me, you guys. Really love how this box came out. I'm gonna show you guys up close what it looks like. I'm gonna shut off my heat tool. And yes, 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 yes. I gotta put that in water. The beautiful K's and just all the different pieces. Really say that it was definitely well worth the time and effort to make all of these different little molds, these little polymer molds to get more. This is right here. This is supposed to be like a petal to a flower. I think it's a tulip. I'm not sure. It's one of those, and I just cut this in half. It's actually one rounded piece, and I just cut it in half to kind of make these winged. And one more thing, but I think I'm good with that for now. Break my little. So this, I broke it. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some little repairs, little wing as I flipped it over. I'm holding it too tight. Actually use these to lift up the box, so that actually works out pretty well. So this is pretty much what it looks like. I left the back as is so that I can write my name. I'm gonna decorate the bottom with the same kind of craft paper. Yeah, this is it, you guys. Much for hanging out with me. Thank you all so much for watching. As usual, it's been a pleasure. And I will catch you guys on my next one, Tuesday in the morning. And I'm also live on Thursday in the morning now. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to catch that. On Tuesdays, I make cards. On Thursdays, I do art journaling and then kinds of projects where I'm crafting these kinds of things, more dimensional projects. You guys will catch it. Thank you so much, and have an awesome week. Bye.